Who's there?
Life will always be a mystery, and what happens at the other side after death is even a bigger mystery. But when they exist within us, chaos ensues. I'm particularly thrilled about this movie because I grew up hearing scary tales like this. My name is B, and I will be taking you through the progression of this movie. Quick disclaimer, this video is only for educational purposes only, and it isn't a replacement of the original. You could watch it on Netflix for the full experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel out. It's an ominous night in the girls' hostel, and everyone except one girl has been killed by something supernatural. Why she's the sole survivor is unknown, but the creepy entity in the shadows is coming for her. She runs as fast as her legs could carry her through the corridors of the school. However, the entity caught up with her as she meets the fate of her colleagues. But it turns out it's just a dream. It's 1991. Amanda and her mom are moving to a new town called Maluma, where she'll be resuming as a boarder in St Augustine's Catholic school. She hates the relocation and the fact that she had to leave her old school, but there is little she could do to stop it since her single mother just got a new job in the town after some complications made her lose her old one. Amanda has never known her dad since birth, and it's been one thing her mom keeps a secret from her, mostly because he doesn't want to have anything to do with them. The new school is at the verge of losing control to the State Ministry of Education because of non-compliance and odd reports surrounding the school, even from students. But the headmistress or mother superior lives in denial and disclaims any of these facts as they could ruin the school's name. The only thing barely keeping them afloat is the scholars competition they have won consecutively for 3 years, and it's around the corner again. Mother Superior informs the state representative on a visit of these after she had ignored several letters the ministry had sent. Amanda, on seeing the girls' hostel of the boarding school, hated the school even more, and you could say her spirit didn't agree with the place. Edna, a talkative and Amanda's bunkmate, has been a student there for 2 years and tries to positively convince her of the place. After her mom leaves, Edna gives Amanda a tour of the school compound, informing her of every rule until they came to a chapel where Sister Ruth, a nun who had taken a vow of silence, was praying. The reason for her vow is unknown. There is a lot of speculations ranging from she seeing Jesus in a vision and knowing when he would return. Thus, the magnitude of the information rendered her mute, while others just believe she has been mute since birth. During the orientation, Edna shows her the school's proud, condescending but smart kids who always represented and won the scholars competition, bringing prestige and money to the school, but wants her to stay clear of them because every girl who goes around them ends up in tears. The 4 boys are Lashe, KD, Tokumbo and Id. The girl with them is Ibukun, Idi's girlfriend. They all stay in the same hostel except Id, who is the newest in the clique. That night, Id takes his girlfriend outside the school through the forest to a house that supposedly belongs to Tokumbo's uncle. While they had fun, they hear a loud bang, and when Id checked, it's only his friends he had invited to turn the party to an orgy. Ibukun clearly didn't sign up for this, but this was the price Id had to pay for his inclusion in the clique. They held the girl down and took turns raping her, and when they were done, she leaves, and Id, feeling guilty, he ignores his friend's advice and chases after her. This was what they did, luring unsuspected girls and raping them, knowing fully well nobody would believe them if they reported, because of how valuable they were to the school. Meanwhile, Id, while searching for his girlfriend, ended up getting his throat slit and mauled to death by a terrifying creature with a thunderous footstep. At the same time, Amanda wakes up from a nightmare, and this is the second one since entering the town. Ibukun, who had gotten back to the school, gets caught by Mother Superior. After she reveals her assault to her, Mother Superior refused to believe but blamed her, mostly because she is aware of the activities of the boys and chose to ignore. She claims she will carry out an investigation and wants the girl not to say a word to anyone. She and the hostel master went on to make sure the boys were at their dormitory, and they were pretending to sleep.
Ibuko, are you okay?
Like I said, it always ends in tears.
The next day in class, the boys who are yet to know what happened to Id were busy disrupting the class, and Amanda had to prove to them that she was smarter than them. Lashe didn't like anyone standing up to him, so later he confronted her, but Mother Superior intervened before he went on with his plans. She took them to her office, where she questions them about Ibukun's accusations, and of course they denied it. And when she inquired about ID, they claimed he was sick and in his hostel. She went on to mention the scholars competition before letting them go. They went on to check on ID in his hostel but instead found a boy under his bunk who was being punished by a different senior. He reveals ID never came back the night before, and this leaves the boys more confused. ID's body was later found close to a course tree. The police couldn't identify him because his face had been smashed in and his uniform was the only lead they got. The information quickly spread all over town and in school. While it might be gossip to a few, it made others fear and some feeling vindicated. Another murder took place again, and Amanda gets similar experience like the previous two, but this time it's sleep paralysis. She couldn't move and the creature just grows through the empty dormitory, charging towards her. But again, it's another nightmare. This proves she has an unhealthy attachment to the creature, and her presence in Maluma isn't coincidence. Mother Superior calls her staffs and debunks the rumors of the students being killed close by the course tree. Baba, one of her oldest staffs, gets an unsettling feeling and recalls an experience. After the staffs got dismissed, the boys walked in to report ID's disappearance and he eavesdrops on their conversation. Mother Superior, not wanting to raise any more panic, lied ID might have run back home because it wasn't his first time and that she would contact his parents. The moment they left, she charges Ige, the housemaster who is her right-hand man, to make discreet investigations into ID's disappearance. The police investigators Theophilus and Oscar, after their visit to the King's Palace, as it is mandatory and an old tradition for visitors to announce themselves to ward off evil, they came to the school to speak with Mother Superior. Baba, who knew the purpose of their visit, took them. In the meantime, Amanda confides in Edna about her nightmares, and as they made it to class, they made it past Baba and the policemen. Oscar lost over them, and from Baba's look, we definitely won't miss him. Their conversation with Mother Superior ended in futility, and when they left, she got a call from the ministry which intensified the pressure on her even more. Baba, who had been waiting outside, confronts her for lying to the policeman, revealing he had eavesdropped on her conversation with the boys. She went on to gaslight and confuse him. In fact, she believes all she does is in the best interest of the school and wouldn't allow anything stain his good name. While she tried to get more insight into ID's disappearance, she made Ibukun recount her story, and before she leaves, she tells Mother Superior,
I hope the rumors are true, and I hope he never returns.
Meanwhile, the boys aren't having it good themselves as they keep losing their game and their frustration made them attack Ibukun, who was leaving Mother Superior's office. But Baba intervened, causing them to leave. It became clear to the man that they all were hiding something. That night, a thief who had attacked a woman got killed by the creature, and we did know that it only goes after wrongdoers. But the relationship to Amanda is what is troubling. This time, she gets the same nightmare from the beginning of the movie. The body of the man killed was then discovered by the police. Baba, that was at the scene, recognized the same markings from the past on the deceased, and Inspector Theophilus curiously watched him as he trembled off. He immediately confronts Mother Superior. Now this is the gist. They had similar killings many years ago, and it was Sister Ruth who reported it. This proves she wasn't born mute. Mother Superior realized Baba won't stop being a nuisance, so she puts him on a temporary leave. But Baba cares so much about the safety of the students and wouldn't stop. He met Sister Ruth at the chapel and revealed everything to her and requested her help to protect the students. But all this does is enact her fear and trauma. Meanwhile, the boys came up with a plan to deal with Amanda. They requested Mother Superior make her the fourth team member in the absence of ID, since it's a requirement for the scholars competition. She was glad the boys wanted a girl for a teammate, and since she would do anything to make the school win the competition, she went as far as threatening to fail Amanda if she didn't join the team. But Amanda wouldn't succumb entirely to their rules. So by 7 p.m, she brings Edna to their study for moral support and also requested they take a test to determine the most fit person to represent them. But the boys wouldn't agree, and things quickly escalated as they enacted their plan to molest the girls. Baba intervened again and dispersed them. The next day, Baba came to the police to help with their investigations. The markings the creature leaves on his victims was first seen 20 years ago, and it was the main reason every visitor must see the king to be accounted for. Now let's go to the main gist. At that time 20 years ago, there was a teacher in the school named Sister Rosemary and a friend of Sister Ruth. She upheld every rules of the nuns, including chastity, but wouldn't compromise on her trendy dress style and her beautiful red Quaker shoe. And because of this, she refused to live in the school. One night, after Sister Ruth sees her off, she takes a shortcut home, and while she fearfully walks alone through the whistling darkness, uncertain of what lurks behind them, a man she recognizes as Bolu came out from the bush. Then another man and another man. The 3 men had less than good intentions and had targeted her because of how prideful she carried herself. They tied her down and took turns raping her. When they were done, they sang and mocked her. Seizing an opportunity, she used a stone to hit Bulu in his eyes twice. When he got up, he beat her to a pulp, punching and kicking her. Even his accomplice couldn't fully restrain him. Before they left, he gave her a finishing match to the face. Rosemary, at the verge of death, sought help but none was near except a tree. She crawled towards it and it towards her. But this was no ordinary tree because something unknown resides within it. And when she finally touched it,